Okay, Shishir Hatangadi joins me from Ahmedabad to set up this test match. Shishir, I met Boris Becker a few days back, but I didn't realize I'm going to ask the first question to you by saying, boom, 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 the full artillery has opened up. What were they saying about smoking the peace pipe?
Well, there's no pipe and there's no peace, the way it looks, at least at press conferences. Digvijay, you know, it's a very debatable issue that we talk about because once you're found with your hand in the cookie jar, you're always going to raise questions about whether it's the first time you've done it. And when you're caught with doing that, then obviously the questions will be asked whether this was the first time or you've done it before. I think time has come for both parties, and especially Steve Smith, to just let this pass and pass because he's actually at the receiving end, being caught on camera, and focus on the cricket. He can say what he wants in questioning Virat Kohli about him not having done it before, but that's always going to be a question mark. As I said, once you're caught with your hand in the cookie jar, you will be asked questions, and time again, whether there is media support or no. The fact is, people are bound to ask questions that did you do it before, or did you try to do it before, or did you have a system that helped you do it before?
Yes.
Nobody knows, and nobody can prove it right or wrong. The fact is, you're entitled to believe that it happened in the past, whereas Steve Smith can call it brain fade, is it? Well, whatever he calls it, the fact is he was caught, and that's sad about the game. It'll raise questions time and time again.
I'm not sure about brain fade at the moment, but I was extremely disappointed with his choice of words. The Australian media went after Virat Kohli. He deflected the issue and said, let's move on, let's focus on cricket. What particularly irked me was the choice of words. I read it out. Steve Smith saying that Kohli's allegations were rubbish. You're a captain of Australia. That's the captain of India. The captains have to take a step back and focus on the game. Steve Smith, ambassador of his country, not the right choice of words.
Absolutely, he could have been more dignified and reticent in the way he put it, because he's at the receiving end. It's all right getting aggressive. You get aggressive when you have reason to be aggressive. I don't think at this stage Mr. Smith has any choice of being aggressive, because, as I said, he's at the receiving end. He's got to assume that this was, or he's got to prove to people that this was the first time that he did it, and that's going to be difficult, Digvijay. You know very well that once you're caught doing something, people will ask you questions, and these are questions that are valid. They are not questions that are questioning, whether there was a team plan to do it, there was a strategic decision to do it. These are all things that happen in the dressing room. We know that. We know how when you hit the, you don't nick the ball. In the good old days, you showed the bat to the umpire. It was a part of a strategy to confuse the umpire. So modern day cricket has its nuances, and time and time again, you find strategies in the dressing room that can help the team. Now, whether you call it cheating or whether you call it gamesmanship is a choice of words that you and I don't have to make. It is the players who have to make.
Yes, I didn't say the word cheating in the spirit of Virat Kohli, Shishir Hatangadi. You did. But tell me one thing, with such animosity happening, with such bad blood happening, spirit of cricket is going to take a walk in this test match. It's going to be one fired up session, first day of test cricket in Ranchi.
I don't think so, Digvijay. Somewhere I feel cricketers have a great ability, to use the on-off button, to switch off from the surround sound before a game and focus on, the ball and the bat and the game per se. This is a quality we don't talk about often, but the fact of the matter is, they're so sort of templated in the way they play the game that the moment the umpire calls play, they're able to switch off from whatever has happened preceding the game or whatever is going to happen after the game. They just are focused. And I say this for most cricketing sides, or all cricketing sides. They have this great ability to switch off from what happens preceding the test match.
Shishir, hang on. I just want to make a point here, Shishir. I agree with what you're saying. I completely agree with what you're saying. But do you get a feeling that the Indians are ready? They switched on for this test match. By raking this up again and again, Australia has still not forgotten. And that could probably turn around and hurt them.
I think they're being a little defensive, and rightly so. Australians have to be defensive on this issue. But the fact is that Indians may get spurred on, and they could get motivated, get the adrenaline flowing because of what has happened. But the Australians, before the first test were very coy. They were like, newly wedded brides. They didn't say much till they won the test match. And that may be a strategy they use, because if you know that every time Australia gets onto the field, they know how to play hard. So maybe this is their time to come hard at Indians and, use this as a template, or so to speak, an example to get aggressive on the ground. I'll tell you what, whatever it is, at the end of the day, it's about who plays better cricket, and all this can just go down the drain once the test match starts.
Hey, but talking about the test, Mitchell Starc's gone back home along with Mitchell Marsh. I'm not sure we bothered too much about Mitchell Marsh, but with Mitchell Starc gone, Shishir, we're going to see his numbers up on our screen, what he did in this series. Do you get a feeling Australia are going into this match with one hand tied behind their back?
And especially when somebody is in such good form, with the ball and the bat, you tend to feel, your wings are a bit clipped. But having said that, Digvijay, we know Australians, they believe in every player who's picked to play for Australia. And they'll probably find something in something special in Cummins, or they'll find something special in any one of the cricketers who's picked for inform Mitchell Starc. Obviously Mitchell Starc's going to hurt you. His going back is a big blow, because not only for his bowling and his ability to pick up early wickets, but also for those crucial runs down the order. So, but that's not going to decide the fate of the test match. Yes, it will give you a psychological edge when you get onto the park. But at the end of the first day, we will know whether Mitchell Starc is going to be missed or not missed, because the old order changes from time to time, yielding place to new. This could be no different.
Yes, there's Jackson Bird, Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins waiting to strike. We saw what Josh Hazlewood did, but I was just looking at some numbers of the first two test matches, and you get a feeling that this much wanted Indian lineup is due some big runs. If they get those runs, Shishir, we saw Pujara and Rahane applying themselves in Bengaluru. If this Indian team gets, and Virat Kohli is somebody who actually is always delivers when he's fired up. If the Indians get the runs, you would think that half the job's done. It's 2-1.
Yes, this surge for big runs from the heavy top order Indian batting is something you would expect, but we are negating the quality of pitches. Whoever says that we are not delivering numbers is primarily because the quality of pitches hasn't been what it has been throughout the season. And these two test matches have shown that a 50 is worth maybe 150 in these conditions, and that is something you'd expect, because I think the team that picks the wicket and makes sure that they're able to absorb the pressure depending on the type of pitch that is dished out to them, will be able to, you can't look at a cracked up pitch, or a pitch that is mosaicy in its looks and is going to crack up on the first day and say that I'm going to look for a big first inning score of 400 runs. It's something that doesn't happen. You've got to be real, you've got to be in the moment, and to me, that partnership between Pujara and Rahane really set it up for India, not because they got 150s, but because they had that partnership, which told the opposition, look, we have to struggle for our runs here, you'll have to struggle as well to be able to win this test match, which was something that a bad or a crumbling pitch does to you as a batsman. You could get that one odd ball that will just take off, hit your glove, and you'll be out, caught at slip or short leg.
Yes.
And I think India has shown a lot of character in the way they played in that last test match.
Yes, let's see who seizes the moment. As Shishir Hatangadi always says, that first session of a test match, always crucial. Shishir, thank you for joining us, and we'll have you at the end of day one to analyze and review what's happened.